If you've been on the internet for any length of time recently, you have no doubt seen videos like these.
Level 5 got rizz, Livy done rizzing up baby gronk, Ice Spice what the dog doing, Skibidi toilet in real life only in Ohio, We Go Jim's creatine alpha sigma.
Lions found a Skibidi toilet stronghold, but the Titans couldn't help, so this forced the top Alliance members to group together and plan their attack. When they arrived at the toilet base, they were met with heavy fire from the Skibidi army, but they sliced right.
A major topic that's been dominating internet discourse lately is the idea of brain rot. Now, brain rot basically is kind of just a cognitive degeneration that is likely caused by either doom scrolling or what is known as being terminally online. Now, internet addiction is not a new concept. This has been something that's gone on since way back in the 90s on the forums. You know, people would lurk on those forums for hours a day, basically live on there, have their only human interactions through the internet. But we haven't seen this sort of widespread brain rot concept like we have now. I think this is really due to two things, and the first thing is the speed at which the internet churns out information. I believe is increasing. I think we're taking in new memes so much faster nowadays than we used to back in the day. If you think back in the day, it's over 9,000, one of the primordial memes of the internet. That was funny for like 6 years, I feel like. Whereas now memes, they're just throwaway items that are hot for half a week and then are gone the next. I remember back in the day, there used to be memes of the month where people would pick the best meme of the month. To do something like that now with things like TikTok, where there's so much information and so many cultural ideas being thrown at you every second, to do something like that would be impossible. Back in the day, the early 2000s or the late 90s, memes would spread very slowly. I mean, it would almost be natural, almost word of mouth the way these would spread. They would start on one internet messaging board, like a bodybuilding forum, and then slowly it would make its way over to the car guy forum, and then to the video game forum, and then suddenly people are talking about it around the water cooler at work. But now with things like TikTok, people can consume information so much quicker because there's so much short form content out there that's being produced by so many people. People are being introduced to so many new ideas every day. Memes are spreading like wildfire. It's almost insane. And you also have to consider that the user base of the internet has exploded in recent years. So even Mima is seeing all these memes. Mima can understand over 9,000 now, which was something that would have been confusing to her 10 years ago. Now, my second point to what I think is contributing to this brain rot is the perceived lack of quality that is on the internet now. You know, back in the day, people felt like stuff that was put on the internet took a lot more work, was put into it, there's a lot more effort, and people were trying to be unique and interesting. And part of that is due to the short form nature of content nowadays. Obviously, something on TikTok, you only have a couple of seconds, and usually you're filming with a phone. And generally, when it comes to making something popular in all medias, this isn't related to like the internet, YouTube, TikTok, this is movies, music, all that stuff. You're always trying to appeal to the lowest common denominator. That is a way to make things so much more popular. You know, you can't always be making stuff for intellectuals. It won't connect with everyone. It'll connect with a niche group, but you'll never have that widespread effect. Sorry, my brain is firing on all cylinders today. I'm kind of having a manic episode in this video. So if I'm rambling, I am so sorry that you have to listen to my stream of consciousness today. But I'm really fired up about this. It might be the coffee, whatever. Where was I going with it? Oh yes, the quality of content, why it's sort of lacking, and the lowest common denominator. And what we're seeing, and I think this is systemic across the internet and just everything, is that the internet is getting so much younger. The barrier for entry to getting into the internet, it was a lot harder for a 7-year-old to get on the internet back in the day. I mean, just maneuvering a login page. But these kids, these iPad babies, if you will, they're growing up on the internet. During the pandemic, you know, a 10-year-old spent 30% of their life inside on an iPad connected to the internet. That was their only sense of sort of human interaction outside of their parents. And now they are the ones dictating the content, because if you're someone who's making content and you're trying to make content for the lowest common denominator to hit the most people, you're going to make it towards kids. And you know, the way the open market works, you're trying to make a product as easily, but also almost as addicting as possible to keep these kids coming back, which is why we're seeing what looks like brain dead content, but when in actuality, it's just a shiny object for these kids to ogle about and just stare at all day. That's why the NPC trend on TikTok was huge. That's why Skibidi Toilet's huge. That's why these Aiden Ross and Kai Cenat streams, or these iShowSpeed streams, where it's basically just some cartoon character yelling and screaming into the microphone and having chicks show up to shake their asses. That's what it's for. We're aging out of the internet. The internet is becoming the daycare of the world. That's where these children want to be. They don't want to be outside. They don't want to be interacting. They want to be on the internet. I think back to a poll they had a number of years ago. I'm not sure how long ago it was, but they polled kids on what they wanted to be. And instead of the normal, oh, I want to be president, I want to be a doctor, I want to be an astronaut, these kids were saying that they wanted to be YouTubers. And I think that's a telling sign of where things are going, and a danger that our culture and our society needs to address is, when is it okay for children to go on the internet? Because Kai Cenat is not a good babysitter for a 6-year-old. Some of the ideas that kids are being subjected to via memes are things that should not be the foundation for how they see the world. They should see these things as they age with context from their parents. But in this doomer society, parents are busy at work and these kids are at home with the iPad, and that's their interaction. These kids aren't interested in sports. They're interested in playing Fortnite, video games. That's where they get their competitiveness from. They have competition online, not in person. And I think that's why people are experiencing brain rot, is because we're all tuned into Nick Jr. basically right now. This dense, interesting content is more niche, that's off to the side. You know, your YouTube video essays that are an hour and a half long. But stuff on TikTok, it's made to be quick, easily digestible, flashing lights and cool colors and loud screaming and yelling and vibrant stuff. That's what's popular, because the internet is becoming a daycare. And I realize I'm rambling now, and I'm sorry for that, but I do want to hear what you guys think about this. Why do you think brain rot is suddenly becoming something that's like a trending topic? Why are people feeling like they're experiencing brain rot when they get on the internet? Do you think it's because of this daycare thing, or do you think this is just the natural progression of the internet and memes, that over time things will just slowly become mush and we'll just have a slow drip feed of stimuli into our brains? Or maybe do you have a more positive outlook on things, that maybe this is just a season that'll come to pass? Let me know down in the comments below. Thank you for checking out this video. If you like this kind of stuff, if you like to hear me ramble, I would definitely recommend subscribing, giving this video a like, so you can see more of this stuff. I think, you know, if you like this stuff, that's great. And let me know what you think about these types of videos. If you've been a long time subscriber of Gunty Time and you've seen some of the content I make, do you like me ranting about these strange off topics, or what do you think? This video is probably not going to do super well. So if you did end up watching this video, give me a like, give me some help in the algorithm, because I don't think the algorithm's going to like this one. But with that, I'd just like to say thank you for watching my video. I truly appreciate it. I love that you guys get passionate about this stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.